Bore da pawb. Hope you're all okay. Just giving you an update on today's sort of lesson, okay, or what I'd like to do over the next sort of couple of hours. I appreciate that on Friday there was a lot of work for you to get through, okay, and I do understand that there's a lot of stress involved with being at home, and it's a lot harder to work at home. Right, is all I can ask is just let me know if you are struggling a little bit, and I can obviously be flexible on deadlines and all that kind of stuff. I am going to continue to set deadlines, however, because I know some people need that structure in their lives of when to do their work and that kind of thing. Okay, so I would like you to, for the next 2 hours or hour and 50 minutes after you've watched this short video, to have a go at some of the content. You need to make some notes on the different types of markets that we're going to look at, okay, and answer the questions that are associated with what we're looking at today. Okay, so first slide is just working out some fractions and percentages. All right, so just basic mathematical skills that you'll need throughout Unit 1. Okay, so just very sort of basic. Just have a go at those and complete them in your class notebook, please. Okay, but relatively straightforward, hopefully, on that one. Again, if you've got any questions on how to work out fractions or percentages, then please just let me know. Okay, using the chat format. Okay, so the main part of the lesson, all right, today again is on different types of markets. All right, and we've already looked at a different degree of competition with your monopoly, oligopoly, perfect competition, holistic competition element as well. Okay, so a market is basically where you can sell a product or a service. Okay, and that's some kind of a service is an intangible product, so that's something that you cannot touch. Okay, and obviously a product is something that's physical. You should be able to give examples of those relatively easy, but a product you can use as a pen, a service you could use as a bus journey or a taxi service. Okay, and then another couple of keywords are the customer. The customer is someone who buys the product, and we have a trade customer. Okay, that can be a business who sells a product or an advanced version of the product to its customers. So a carpenter buys wood basically from a timber merchant. And then sells the wardrobes. Okay, so that's the example of a trade customer. You're buying it from some kind of warehouse. A consumer is someone there who uses the goods and services produced by the business. So you might purchase a bottle of Coca-Cola as a customer, and then you give it to a friend or you give it to a child or someone else in the family to drink. Okay, so just bear those in mind. All right, so again, when we're looking at markets, okay, different products and services that we can talk about. Okay, when we start to think about markets, we can again group these into categories. We've got local, global, and seasonal markets. And obviously, a local market is where you're traveling a short distance to purchase something. A global market is something that is offered around different countries, and a seasonal market is particular types of the year. So Easter eggs would be something, or Christmas trees around the Christmas period. Following that, we have something called a mass market. And a mass market is where there are a large number of customers. They have very different backgrounds that a business will not sort of try to distinguish between. Okay, so basically it sells a large range of products within that particular market, and you can see some key points there. Now, there's a key word there: economies of scale can be taken advantage. So that means basically that if you are producing more, okay, or if you're buying more of one individual product, you can reduce the price of it. So the more you buy, the cheaper that product becomes per unit. Okay, so that's just the mass market. So benefit of it is through economies of scale. We have a niche market, and this is a smaller section of a market on which a product or service is focused. So it satisfies basic needs. So again, you might want to make some notes on this mass and niche market, whether you do it in a sort of mind map or you do it in bullet points. So some people have done it in different coloured sections over the last little bit that they've been sending me. Okay, so have a look at different ways of niche markets or different types of niche markets. Okay, and obviously advantages of those are that you've got low startup costs because it's a small business, it's an early stage of the business. Okay, and therefore, because competition may ignore some kind of niche, all right, it might be that it's too small for a large business to focus on. Obviously, it's much more difficult to establish in a niche market if you don't make many sales. Okay, therefore, you can disappear and the business can fail. However, again, in a niche market, you're selling an individual product, so therefore, normally you can sell it at a higher price, which is obviously a bonus. Now, different types of segmentation, and hopefully you've heard this word a few times before, but you're dividing a market basically into smaller sections or subgroups, as it says there. And we've got three different types. We've got demographic, psychographic, and we've got geographic. And they're the different ways that we can segment. But if you were to write it in a exam question, I would pick an individual element of it. So you would target a group by age, or you would target a group by gender, location, or income. They're the main three that I would go for. Okay, so you've got gender, age, location, or income. And a bank might put a specific product out, such as a student account, which has a low level of interest on an overdraft, and it might have a benefit of a free rail ticket or something like that. Okay, so again, it's just targeting students. It's targeting a specific segment. Okay, by age on that particular one. I'm sure you can think of many examples of market segments. Okay, and there's some examples on the end there. Okay, now if we think about the markets and we're starting to analyze and interpret a market, we've got some trends that we can look at. So I've picked the car industry here, all right, and on the left is the number of cars being sold in the UK. The registrations is on the right. Okay, so the number of vehicle registrations is on the right, and the orange is electric cars or hybrid cars. All right, either one of those two. So you can pick out trends that the number of car sales are increasing, and we've also got the number of electric cars is increasing at a steeper rate. Okay, so keywords that you need to use here are consistent or significant. So there's a significant increase or significant decrease. And they're keywords that I would look out for when marking some questions. Following the car industry, all right, here we've got some best-selling cars, okay, and we've got some market share of cars in the UK, or car sales in the UK. Surprisingly, Toyota was the largest with 21.47% of the industry, okay, and VW and Audi 15.8%. I've just missed those off. I will bring those back. I'll put some notes in here so you can see what those are. All right, but again, you've got Ford over here. You've got the Volkswagen, etc. Throughout the UK's best-selling cars on the left. So again, you can start to pick out data and you can make assumptions based on that data. So now I want you to spend sort of 15-20 minutes working on a market of your own. So try and discover a market, okay, and I want you to sort of discover the total value or quantity demanded in that specific market. Find out the market share. It might be in a pie chart, so click on images if you type in market share of the hospitality industry, and any sort of market trends that might be useful to predict data into the future. Following that, you've got a link on the market quiz. Okay, you can get access to this presentation in the file section of Teams. So please click on that, and again, it's just a form, 6 marks. Very, very quick sort of questions just to recap some of your knowledge over those last 8 slides. Ideally, I would like you to make some notes before taking part in the quiz. So try and revise it a little bit, try and understand some of those key terms, some of those different terms of segmentation, types of markets, niche, mass markets, product and services, consumer, customer, those keywords that we've just discussed in the last 10 minutes or so. Following that, you've got 2 exam questions. Okay, I'd like to throw an exam question in there just because it's good practice for the future. So you've got a 6 marker and a 2 marker. You need obviously some evaluation stuff in that second part. And then the last thing I'd like you to do, okay, is create no more than a 1-page document, whether it's just writing or just notes or a mind map, however you would like to do it. But I'd like to research the topic of supply and demand. So create a 1-page document which represents something to do with supply and demand. So factors that lead to a change in demand and factors that lead to a change of supply. I'm not expecting you to be perfect at this, okay? We will go over it later on in the week. Okay, but I would like you to try and get a little bit of an understanding of it before that lesson happens. I think this way of learning will help you whilst you are at home, certainly, to try and understand things a little bit more. So try and have a look at some of that, and then I will give you some more input, and we might even do a live lesson come, I think it's Friday, isn't it, the next, just looking, yeah, so Friday afternoon. So we might look at a live lesson Friday afternoon, okay, if you're not back. Okay, so I hope that helps, and again, I'm here for the next 2 hours. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to just contact me on the chat function. Otherwise, stay safe, look after yourselves, and if you need anything, you know how to contact me. Okay, guys, hopefully see you very soon, and stay safe.